In this video, I'm going to show you how to make $100,000 in 2025, even if you're a complete beginner. Now, I'll break down the exact clicks you need, how the money is actually made, and give you a simple strategy that anyone can start today. There's no fluff in this video. Let's get into today's strategy. Okay, so you've joined me inside of the monthly revenue breakdown. This is the strategy and the instructions that I personally use to aim to hit at least $100,000 a year from Pinterest in one of my campaigns using a variety of different monetization methods. Now, in general, in Pinterest, I usually make in and around 6 figures just on ads through a variety of different accounts. But in this strategy, I just want to give you the access to what's possible with homing down on just revenue possibilities on one account, one niche, one campaign, and what that looks like and breaking it out into $100,000 a year in 2025, utilizing Pinterest, utilizing some AI tools, utilizing some softwares, and just really getting into and understanding how to make serious income, passive income online, and what that looks like step by step. Quick pause, if you are enjoying the content and you really want to unlock the next level of success with Pinterest, then I urge you to sign up to my newsletter. I'm sharing the best tips, the most up-to-date tips, things that are working for me in 2025, in detail with step-by-steps of exactly how I am growing my Pinterest accounts across my several accounts, plus all my agency accounts. Plus, I have around 20 or so blueprints that give you the step-by-step methods of how I scale out accounts up to $10,000 with no jargon or fluff. This is exactly what I do and all the tools I use to scale up my Pinterest accounts. If you're interested, this is all 100% free, so please sign up with the link below this video. Let's carry on. So we're going to go into the monthly revenue breakdown here, and I'll go into kind of what this looks like shortly in terms of my strategy to hit 100K a year with Pinterest and what that roughly looks like in terms of your monthly income, which is around $8,000, give or take. But what we're going to do today, and I'm going to be generally quite concise in today's video because there's lots to go through, but I'm going to give you a 3-part strategy on how you are going to utilize 3 different revenue sources and how you're going to get to that magic $8,000 a month revenue number, which will bring you $100,000 a year in terms of revenue with Pinterest. And the cool thing is you could probably make more, you could potentially make less, but the strategy that I will detail in this video will give you the best head start that I think is possible. So let's really get into the numbers and to the strategy now. So look, this is a 3-part strategy, and the first part is going to be Pinterest by itself, and we're going to use Pinterest to drive traffic. It's really where the entire strategy works, and this is why I'd recommend that if you haven't already signed up for a business account on Pinterest, by all means do that, because everything flows through Pinterest and pins and outbound clicks. Now, we're going to target some high RPM niches, so for example, food, potentially parenting, beauty, and the home niche. We're going to pick one of those niches, and we're going to use that and drive all of the traffic back to our blog, and then from our website, from our blog, we are going to funnel different revenue streams, and we're going to get to 100K a year in 2025. So these are the actionable steps for the Pinterest strategy. We're going to, first off, we're going to write some blog posts. These can be listicles realistically, but they can also be blog posts. These need to solve real problems, and they need to be generally high quality too. Next, we are going to create 5 to 10 pins per post with great visuals and SEO titles. We can do that over a month, 6 weeks or so, and generally we're going to create different and unique images for every single pin. And then lastly, we're going to link those pins back to the blog post via the URL, so via the blog post title itself. And this is where the ad income comes from. So this particular strategy is just reliant on ads, okay? So this Pinterest strategy, we're going to generate all of that traffic, send it back to our blog, and we're going to monetize the blog with ads. So here's an example of someone in the food niche. So this is a food Pinterest account. It's called the Plant-Based Food School. They have over 10 million views on Pinterest. They have over 18 or 180,000 followers. And what they've done is created all of this different content in the food niche, specifically with recipes and dinner. And you can see all of the different pins that they've created here. These are actually the boards. If you go into some of these boards, we'll take a look at some of their pins. And every time someone clicks on one of these pins and they go through to the website for the owner, so we'll do this right now. So each unique view is going to be paid by an ad network. As you can see, there's ads on the bottom, there's ads on the side. There's going to be ads throughout the content, as you can see here. Every single time that someone views this page, the website owner is going to get paid a very small fee, but over thousands of visitors, that's going to add up significantly. Now, back in our blueprint, the average RPM, so that's revenue for every 1,000 visitors to your blog, is around $35 across many niches. Okay, it can be usually a bit more. It can also be a little bit less, but I'd say around $35 in my experience across multiple amounts of niches that I have. It seems to be a good range for high quality content and for engaged users. So if we do our maths and we want to have an annual income of around $40,000 from ads by itself, which works out to be monthly around $3,000, with an RPM of around $35, we need around about 100,000 clicks So the maths for that is pretty simple, okay? We need to get 100,000 people to visit the site. And if we do that and the ad network pays us around $35, we're going to create and generate income of around $3,000. So hopefully that's clear. Let's go into Pinterest now and figure out probably the top 3 or so niches that I'd recommend you get into. And then I'll give you a strategy on how to make this actually happen in terms of ads and revenue. Now, just quickly, I do want to shout out to a tool that I've been using recently called Blog to Pin. I probably have around 3 accounts using the Blog to Pin strategy and software, and I am genuinely blown away by the level of time it saves me. And it really is the best automation tool that I've probably ever used. Now, the Blog to Pin tool allows you to schedule pins for your website for around a month in literally minutes. And this allows you to grow your Pinterest and increase your organic reach, all automated. Now, you can schedule pins to hundreds of pages in one click. You can generate unique titles and descriptions automatically. And it also allows you to utilize AI smartly to choose the best board for each pin when they're being scheduled out. Also, if you are very, very unique and specific about your Canva templates, then Blog to Pin has you covered because you can easily import those into the tool. And lastly, they allow you to generate AI images tailored to your pages. Now, as I mentioned, I have been using Blog to Pin for the last couple of weeks, and it's undeniable the impact in my clicks and my impressions and also my saves. So I would 1000% recommend you check it out. I'll leave a link below this video. Let's carry on. We're inside the Pinterest Trends tool here. We're going to scroll down. This is a free tool you can use within Pinterest, and it gives you the search volume and also some weekly information and monthly information around different keywords that are trending and doing really, really well on Pinterest. And the key really for us is just to pick a keyword and a niche area that has really good search volume and pays really, really well in terms of RPM. So as we've seen there, that was a dinner and then a recipe niche idea. That one is definitely a good idea to go into. Fashion is probably one of the best ones, and I'll explain why in a second. And then also things like home decor does really, really well. And also there's a few other niches here. But generally, one of the best niches to go to for this particular strategy is probably fashion. So let's go into a few fashion keywords now. So I've opened up the keyword fashion. We can go down there to check out some dresses, which I think will work really, really well. Nails do particularly well. As you can see, this particular keyword is very seasonal, so we're not going to pick that particular niche. And lastly, dresses. This one particular keyword is wedding dresses. We're going to go into this one because I think it works really well with our strategy. So as you can see, these are all of the different dresses, wedding dresses related keywords and pins. We can see some bubbles at the top, but you can get more unique with some of these stylish, pretty, etc. dresses. And the more narrow you go down, usually the more targeted the keyword is and the easier it is for you to rank. Now, I do like these 2 particular keywords. They are evergreen, so unique wedding dresses. We know wedding in general is quite seasonal across most of spring and summer, but people spend a lot of money on their weddings, so that makes a ton of sense. I also like this one too. As you can see, there's lots of different brands that are kind of bidding for these top spots. But in general, fashion, dresses, etc., hairstyles will do really, really well in Pinterest because there's so many eyeballs already there. So the strategy would be to pick a high paying niche. Again, I showed you some examples there. We're going to write blog posts that make sense. Usually if it's going to be wedding related or dress related or fashion related, for example, you probably want to write some type of image listicle and list out different wedding dresses or different normal dresses or potentially different hairstyles. And then you're going to create multiple pins for each blog post. And then as I mentioned, once those visitors hit your page, you're going to get paid via the ad network. Now, another thing to mention is if you are able to hit some trending posts, so you understand your niche, you've probably done some research, and you are able to create pins and create blog posts for trending ideas and trending posts and trending themes, then that's going to be a very, very easy way to get to our 100,000 click per month mark. And as I mentioned before, the closer we get to that and the more eyeballs we get to our page, the easier it is for us to get to our monthly income of over $3,000, specifically for Pinterest in terms of ad revenue. Now, I'm not one to just give you examples without actually doing it myself. So this is a relatively new account. This is in the fashion space, and this follows exactly what I've just mentioned. Okay, so I've picked strategically one of those niches in the fashion space. I have done multiple pins on a day-to-day basis. I've done my trending seasonal research, and I put all those things that I mentioned together. Good niche, really, really good pins, high strategy, and quite well illustrated blog posts, created SEO friendly pins and put that together. And this, again, as I mentioned, is a new account. We can go back a little bit more actually, so maybe 90 days. So this was created at the beginning of February, and we are coming into the beginning of May now. So that's probably around 90 days or so. And as you can see, thus far, I just hit 120,000 impressions or so, 130,000 the day before. And we are on track to get this account to probably 10 million views within the next 60 or maybe 90 or so days. And currently it's on around 3 million impressions. Potentially we'll hit it a little bit faster. But the point I'm trying to say is if you follow the instructions of this video, then you're going to get up to that 100,000 outbound click ratio. Currently we're at 15,000, but that's going to continue to compound as we double down with what works. And as I mentioned, you just have to put this strategy together. If you need in-depth strategy on all the specifics on how I create those pins, how I put those blog posts together, then definitely check out a few videos. I'll leave those in the description below. But let's carry on. Okay, quick pause. If you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, I would highly recommend that you do, because I'm sharing up-to-date strategies for AI, for Pinterest, and to make more passive income online. So definitely hit that subscribe button. Let's carry on. So we're back in our strategic blueprint. This is going to be the second revenue strategy now. So this is going to be affiliate marketing strategy. As you can imagine, affiliate marketing has been around pretty much forever, and you don't have to own the product. You can just send someone through with your unique referral link, and you're going to get paid a commission for everyone that makes a sale. Now, there are tons of programs you can use. Amazon and ShareSell work extremely well, and they, of course, are all free to sign up. I'm going to talk you through a program that I use called LTK that works really well for Pinterest, and I'll show you why that is in a second. And if you haven't heard of LTK, you're going to probably understand why it's really, really cool. But you can easily generate thousands of dollars in revenue just by using smart affiliate brands and partnerships. Once we've picked our programs, we're going to pick in around 10 or so products within every single niche, because you want to test different products across your blogs. We're going to create individual pins and listicles, as I mentioned before. So these pins are going to go to your blog posts, and then we're going to specifically add the words shop the look or top picks to drive more clicks to our blog post. And then once your visitors are on the blog post, they can go through, view the ads, which you're going to get paid for, but importantly also click some of those referral links where you're going to get a commission if they purchase anything from that brand. So let's very quickly take an example of what it looks like now. Okay, so this is a brand that I've found. They're on Pinterest. They do really quite well with SEO, but they've given a perfect example and template of what this process and this strategy looks like specifically on your blog post. So they're testing different summer dresses. Again, this is in the fashion space. And they are going to give some information on every single dress type. They're going to, which is perfect for the reader because the reader's super engaged. And then as you scroll through, they're going to have these little links where you can go ahead and see the product here, but also click on these links here. That's going to go through to Amazon. And then if someone signs up to the Amazon product page and buys it, then obviously they're going to get a commission and you're going to get a referral fee. Now this works perfectly, especially for listicles and especially when you are comparing different items and different products. Again, this is in the fashion space. We'll take another example too. So here's an example directly of Pinterest. So this is again another fashion brand. As you can see, they're a lot smaller than the other brands that we've mentioned, but they utilize this tactic, and which means they don't have to get as many eyeballs and views because they can still generate a lot of income. Now this is one of their blog posts. We're going to scroll through. They're doing a versus between two different materials. Again, it's in the fashion space. And as you can see, these little blocks of images here, these are all referral commissions and shop the look images. So if we click into one of them, you're going to go through to the affiliate product page. So as you can see, this is a really seamless way to make income because there is not much friction for the user. They've literally just clicked on one of these images here. The image has now become bigger and they are on the product page for the brand. And when they go ahead and purchase, you will get a commission. Depending on the brand, that can usually be quite high as well. So again, all of these little boxes, these are all commission and referral boxes. And again, very seamless, very, very simple to integrate. And I'm going to show you how to do that right now. Now, as I mentioned, there are a variety of different networks to use. For this particular strategy, in terms of the fashion space, I do like LTK and I'll show you why now. So LTK is a way for people to shop lots of different brands directly onto your blog posts, and they give you really, really simple tools to integrate their brands, the entire inventory from literally like hundreds of different brands onto your webpage at pretty much a click of a button. So if you're not familiar with LTK, feel free to check out the shop page here. It gives you more information on what it is to be a creator. And as I mentioned, the fees and the referral commissions that you can get are really, really good. And you also don't need to have a massive following for them to approve you. So very, very seamless. Check this out because this can pay you a lot better than what Amazon will. And specifically in the fashion space or the beauty space or potentially the home space, pretty much where women spend money, that's where you want to be. And this is going to help out significantly. Now, I do want to give you very quickly another example because maybe you're just not into the fashion space or the fashion industry, but pretty much the affiliate marketing strategy can work in every single niche. So for example, this is one of the blogs that I own in the DIY and home decor space. As you can see, I have integrated a few Amazon boxes into listicle pages where people will be scrolling through, and if it makes sense for them, and if they're in the potentially the buyer mode, or just generally they want to check out a few of the placements of some of the Amazon products, then I've given them the option to do that. I've also spaced it out as well because I don't want to have too many of these kind of referral and product boxes because people are in the listicle mindset. But the point is, if anyone clicks onto the links here, they go through to Amazon. And of course, even if they don't purchase something directly from this particular product link itself, the cookie stays on there for 24 hours. So anything that they purchase, you will get referral commissions for. So the point I'm trying to make is this works seamlessly in pretty much every single niche. And this is a way to generate serious income. And I want to round off the affiliate marketing strategy. So just to put this into some perspective, if you was to generate around $40 for every 1,000 people that actually clicked on one of your referral links, you would need to generate roughly around $3,000 in monthly income to get to a rough yearly annual income of around $35,000. And the calculation here is around 73,000 across the year in terms of your monthly clicks. But remember, this is the same traffic that you're going to generate by using Pinterest. If you have people coming to your blog post using Pinterest and they're clicking on your actual pins themselves, then you can monetize them using two different strategies, which is ads and affiliate. And the breakdown that I have here does take into consideration that sometimes the higher paying niches, for example, fashion, they do spend quite a lot of money. So that's why it's very important to go into high paying niches and high paying industries, because you're going to make more money with your affiliate products. Now, lastly, revenue generation tactic number 3 is going to be email list strategy. Now, people usually don't spend too much time trying to generate email marketing lists and trying to generate subscribers and increase their subscriber base. But if you get it right, you do have a recession proof and also a diversification proof strategy that no one else can probably take away from you, because you actually own the email list, and that's super important. Now, to do this, what I'd recommend, and I'm just going to give you the 80-20 here, because I wouldn't recommend having a lead magnet on all of your posts, just your top blog posts that generate the most traffic. Then you're going to add those opt-ins to those posts. These can be free guides, these can be checklists, these can be printables, anything that you can give away for free that's going to allow someone to give you their email address and you give them a very free downloadable template of some sort. And then I'd recommend probably sending around 1 to 2 emails per week. Keep it simple, keep it light, and give away lots of things for free. You can utilize things like ChatGPT very, very easily now, and other AI tools to generate literally hundreds of different free things to write about in your newsletter and your subscription. So you really don't have any excuses, because 5 years ago you had to do it all yourself. Now you can just harness really smart AI tools. I'd also recommend that you use some of the better email marketing softwares out there. So you can do lots of different things like split tests, and maybe add lead magnets that are on the actual platform, the autoresponder platform and the email marketing platform itself. And ConvertKit definitely has that. So does Beehive. And I personally prefer Aweber, but it's a little bit expensive. Now, one of the cool things is you can monetize your list with, of course, your own products, potentially affiliate products, but you can even actually have people pay you to have ad slots on your email list itself, so on the actual broadcast. And really cool tools like Beehive, for example, make this seamless. Now, if you haven't checked out Beehive before, this is what it looks like. People can advertise in your broadcast. So you have a placement, they have a placement on the actual broadcast itself, and you get paid for every single person that views that. Now, to be honest, your email list monetization can probably vary depending on what you're selling and how you're selling it, and potentially if you're offering some type of sponsorships within your email ad slots themselves. And also generally the RPMs for email is quite low. Now, this calculation is just based on selling ad space. So as you can see, you do have to have quite a lot of clicks to generate those ad space. But of course, if you have an email list, you can promote anything to them, which means that your revenue is going to have no cap, as long as you continue to have subscribers coming in on a daily basis. So just to kind of round off the funnel flow for this entire process, okay, so this is my 100K a year strategy that I'm personally using across all of my campaigns, is going to be ad revenue. That's number 1. Probably the easiest to do in terms of the tools that you're going to use. And I'd recommend trying to get yourself approved into Mediavine and Raptive, because they do pay the highest in the industry. For every 1,000 impressions, you're going to get slightly higher rates than other smaller and less established networks. And also, number 2 is going to be generating affiliate clicks, and that's going to be through potentially LTK, which I've shown you examples of, or maybe even Amazon. The point is, you definitely need to have some type of affiliate monetization strategy, because this is where you can generate a lot of income from people literally buying hundreds of dollars worth of goods, and you get paid a referral commission. And then last one, this one is, again, less under the radar, but definitely something smart that if you can access and if you can utilize in your revenue strategies for Pinterest and for your blog, then it brings you up a level into higher kind of and more diverse strategies in your entire business, because you now have access to your email list at your disposal. You own the actual list, so you can pretty much send those visitors anywhere you want. And most people don't do it. So the mere fact that you're thinking about setting up an email list is going to put you probably ahead of your competition who just doesn't do it or don't think it works. And as I mentioned, there is pretty much no ceiling for when it comes to email marketing, depending on your niche. And that's why, and of course, this is why it's very important to choose the right niche and the right industry when you're first starting off. Now, that's pretty much it from me from this video. You probably have a few questions. Feel free to add those into the comment box below and I will answer those as they come along. Also, if you want to take your strategy to the next level and just have me pretty much go into your account and do all the keyword research for you, show you exactly what pins are working and what's not working, do all the competition research for you, and pretty much just lay out a plan step by step, looking over your shoulder and helping you grow your account, then feel free to check out my Pinterest one-on-one coaching mastermind sessions below. They're super affordable. And so far, my coaching students are seeing fantastic results. So if that makes sense for you, and you've got the budget to invest in yourself, then I would highly recommend it because you get me to walk hand in hand with you through the entire journey, which I think is priceless, and it fast tracks your success and limits your mistakes. Anyhow, that's it from this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.